Good evening. This is Raven661, better known on such websites as fanfiction.net and DeviantArt as Artemis Day. Tonight, I would like to talk to you about what is probably my all-time favorite anime and manga series, but first, I would just like to apologize for the, conspicuous headset of mine. It is unfortunately the only way I can get sufficient sound on this lovely laptop of mine. That said, let's talk about Fullmetal Alchemist. There is no such thing as a perfect story, but Fullmetal Alchemist comes close. Action, adventure, fantasy, philosophy, drama, romance, comedy, tragedy. FMA's got something in it for everyone, and it has a message for every heart. It's not just another anime. It's a journey. Let me tell you about it. Fullmetal Alchemist is the story of two boys whose mother passes away, and in their infinite 10 and 11-year-old wisdom, they decide to play God and attempt to bring her back to life. This fails horribly, and their story is the quest of them trying to get their bodies back, and also of the people they meet and interact with along the way. I found FMA twice, actually. The first time was in high school. I took the first volume out of my high school library, and I brought it home, and I never read it. So about 2 years later, I'm in Barnes & Noble, and I'm wandering around in the manga section, and near the bottom shelf is the first 22 volumes of Fullmetal Alchemist. And I take volume 1, and I read the back cover, and think to myself, I got time, I might as well just sit here and read this. So I sat there and I read volume 1, and I liked it. So the next time I got to the store, a couple of days later, I read the next two, and from then on, anytime I was at Barnes & Noble, I would sit there and I would read one or two, or if I had enough time, 3 volumes of Fullmetal Alchemist right there in the store. And I started watching the first anime around this time, and of course, I've been following Brotherhood, but I'm talking more about the manga because that was my major exposure. That was what really got me into the series, was the manga. And I fell in love with it because, well, first of all, I'm not a critic, not by a long shot, because I like everything. I could count on like 2 hands and still have fingers left over all the things that I honest to God don't like. I don't know if it's because I have horrible taste or just a wide array of tastes, but I just like everything. And a lot of time there's no rhyme or reason to it. I just, like, they'll ask me, why do you like this book? Why do you like this movie? Why do you like this? I just like it. There's really no other reason. I just like it. But if I had to explain what it is about Fullmetal Alchemist that I like, I guess it's just because of how diverse it feels. By that I mean, like one day I was in Barnes & Noble and I was reading volume whatever, and I suddenly stopped and I thought to myself, wait, what is the demographic for this? I mean, it's probably shonen, but this feels like something anyone could like. I literally cannot pinpoint one specific demographic because this feels like something anyone could love. And that's an amazing thing because, I mean, I literally think I could give this to anyone and they would enjoy it. They would enjoy something about it. And how many series are like that? There really aren't that many when you think about it. And I'm not just talking about manga. I'm talking about anything creative. There really aren't that many things that I really truly believe anyone could enjoy. And Fullmetal Alchemist is like that for me, in my opinion, rather. And sure, the alchemy and adventure is cool, but what FMA is really about is the alchemy and adventure. Okay, but in all seriousness, I'd have to say it's about love. You know, love between Ed and Al, obviously, and love between Ed and Winry, and Ed, Al, and Winry, you know, they're kind of sibling type thing. And then the love between Ling and Lanfan, and the love between Roy and Riza, and hell, the love between Mei Chang and Xiaomei. But yeah, I think that and this is also this is the kind of story that for me it's all about the characters. I mean, they feel like real people. Like, for example, I feel the same way about the Godfather movies. Like, I'll sit there and I'll watch The Godfather, and I'll think to myself, oh, this is an Al Pacino and Robert Duvall. This is Michael Corleone and Tom Hagen. I mean, they feel like actual people. And Fullmetal Alchemist is the same way. Like I'm looking at it, I'm reading it, or I'm watching it, and it doesn't feel like two-dimensional figures on a page or on a screen. They feel like real, actual, live people, and that's amazing. Because again, there's not many things that can really do that. That can really make you feel that way. And that kind of brings me into what FMA taught me. More than anything, Full Metal Alchemist taught me. Taught's not really actually the best word now that I think of it. FMA is what I aspire to, and by that I mean it's all that I want to be as a writer. Like, some people, when they look at manga, they look at the art first. I look at the writing first, and I'm like this with everything, with movies, with songs, with anything. I'm looking at the writing, the lyrics, the dialogue, because I'm a writer. That's really all I know how to be, honestly. So, and Fullmetal Alchemist is exactly the kind of writing that I want to be able to do. Like, I'll sit there and I'll read it, and I'll think to myself, ugh, why can't I be this good? I suck compared to this. But, yeah. I want to be what Arakawa Sensei is. At the risk of sounding cocky, I don't want to be half the writer she is. I want to be all the writer she is. I want to write something that's as powerful and as emotional and as unfathomably awesome as Fullmetal Alchemist is. That is what I want to be able to do. And I don't think I'm the best writer in the world, but I hope that one day, no, I know that one day, I will write something that is this good. That is what I aspire to, is to just be that amazing. And I know that there's a strong possibility that it won't happen, but that's what I'm going for, and that nothing's going to stop me. And again, I apologize if I sound cocky, but the truth is the truth. And that is what Fullmetal Alchemist is to me. This is how it touched my heart. I honestly can't say that that's how it touched the heart of millions of fans around the world. Maybe it has, I don't know, but that's what it is to me. That is what Fullmetal Alchemist will always be to me. It will be what I am aspiring to. And it will be, without a doubt, the best manga and anime. And the best book, if you want to call it. The best piece of writing that I have ever read. Fullmetal Alchemist, I will never forget you. And the one thing I can say, I believe, for all the people around the world, for all the fans just like me, is that they will never forget this series either. And that's all I've got to say. Thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a good night. Ciao.